everybody? Welcome back to another episode on Keeping It Real with Credit. Now, in today's episode, we're going to talk about the statute of limitations and how it actually applies to unpaid debt. Now, keep in mind that I am not an attorney, and anything I say in this video should not be taken as legal advice. I simply just want to educate you guys on this matter. So if you need further clarification on any of the information on this video, please go ahead and consult your local consumer attorney. So with that being said, let's get on with the topic. Well, did you know that debt actually has an expiration date, and it's subject to the legal statute of limitations, which limits how long a debt collector can sue you to collect an unpaid balance owed by a creditor or to a creditor. In other words, if the debt collector waits too long and the statute of limitations has expired, they cannot sue you for that debt. The limit is determined by the statute of limitations of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which varies by state and by type of debt. Limitations are usually between 3 to 6 years, but longer limits actually do exist. So do not depend on using the statute of limitations to resolve your finances, because the statute of limitations has nothing to do with how long an unpaid debt stays on your credit report, which is generally 7 years. A court can also award a judgment to a creditor on a time-barred debt if you did not show up to fight it. This is a debt you didn't repay and can't be collected because the statute of limitations has expired. Plus, there are ways to unknowingly restart the statute of limitations clock. So how long is the FDCPA statute of limitations for your debt? The statute of limitations period starts when you fall behind on a debt, which is the date of your first delinquency. Basically, the date you first fell 30 days late. The length of the statute of limitations depends on the laws of your state and the type of debt. You should always check with your state attorney general's office or a consumer attorney or legal aid, especially if you're threatened with legal action. Now, can a debt collector try to collect after the statute of limitations has expired? Well, in many cases, yes. But if you tell the debt collector to not contact you again, they are legally mandated to comply. It's always a good idea to put this request in writing. And also, the debt collector receives your written request. You can only be contacted to confirm that the request was received or to notify you of legal action. In some states, it's actually illegal to try to collect a time-barred debt, and a collector attempting to do so is actually breaking the law. So, if the statute of limitations actually has expired, can you still be sued? It's not uncommon for consumers to be sued for time-barred debts. If you are sued for an old debt and the statute of limitations has actually expired, you can use the expired statute of limitations as a defense against the lawsuit. However, many consumers decide to not show up to the court, and when this happens, you're open the door to creditors or collectors to get a judgment against you. This is actually why I highly recommend that you do not ignore a legal notice about a debt, even if you think the statute of limitations has expired. A consumer attorney would be the best resource for legal advice in this case. So, the question is, should you pay an owed debt? Keep in mind that when you pay anything, even a small amount on an owed debt, that can actually restart the statute of limitations. So it's risky to pay an owed debt even if you aren't able to pay it in full. If you do, you open yourself up to collection efforts or even a lawsuit for the entire amount the collector claims that you owe. Now, if the statute of limitations has expired, can a debt still appear on your credit report? And the answer to that question is yes. The length of time that negative information can be reported on your credit report is governed by the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Most negative information can be reported for 7 years. And finally, this is a question that we get asked very frequently. And the question is, if you took out a debt in one state and later moved to another, which state statute of limitations actually applies? It's difficult to answer that question really, because consumers can be sued in the state where they took out the loan or the state where they currently live. And sometimes the statute of limitations is based on the laws of the state noted in the contract. For example, credit cards, the state is noted in the credit card agreement. Again, this is why it's important to consult with a local consumer attorney who can actually help you better understand if the statute of limitations has expired. And if you are ever sued for that debt, you obviously want to be prepared. I encourage all of you guys to please take advantage of our free credit evaluation, which would only take 20 minutes of your time. So even if you do not enroll in our credit restoration program, this is a great opportunity for you to have a better understanding of your credit report and what's currently affecting your credit scores. I've actually went ahead and put the link to my calendar in the description below. So go ahead and schedule an appointment to speak with one of our credit analysts, or you can just give us a call directly at 1-888-424-0058, option number 1. So with that being said, guys, I hope you like the information that we discussed in this video. I hope that this helps you better understand what statute of limitations are and how it applies to your debts and what you see on your credit report. Make sure that if you have any question or if you're threatened with legal action, to consult your consumer attorney. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for the love and support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with family and friends. And until the next episode on Keeping It Real with Credit, peace. See you guys next time.
You out this world, need some space for me.